Goodbye. I've always been a quiet kid. I guess it's that whole nature versus nurture debate. Was I born this way, passed down through my genes, or was I raised to be this way? Well, from the stories that my parents have told me, it would seem that I was just born as a silent kid. I never cried, screamed, or yelled when I was in public. Now, it's a whole other story when I was at home. Once I said my first word, I never stopped talking. And with my friends, I did the same. I would talk and talk and talk about the things I was interested in, and, I bonded with some people, and that was just how the way that the world worked. I stayed quiet in public, and when I was with people I trusted, I talked a lot. When I entered into elementary school, it seemed like the plan was basically foolproof. I never saw a problem with it, and the teachers reinforced it. All the kids who talked a lot and were noisy would get in trouble for their behavior. But me, I was quiet and I was doing well. I was able to listen and pick up on the things that everyone else missed on. I found that when I was quiet, I was able to hear more and learn more, pick up on the things that everyone else missed upon. It gave me time to process my thoughts and to become more articulate with my ideas. As everyone else tried to escape the loudness of silence, I embraced it. But as my parents started to go through parent conferences and talk to my teachers, they all seemed to say the same thing. Ezekiel's a good kid, but I wish he would say more, do more, be more. And I never understood this. I was already doing well on my assessments and I participated when absolutely needed. So what more did they want from me? They wanted me to do a whole shenanigan and then get in trouble for it? I was just being myself. And what they didn't realize is that in my silence, that's all I was ever doing. Saying more, doing more, being more. Why not do this? Why do you look stupid? Why even try if you're not going to be your best? Why can't you do better? What if you say something inappropriate? What if you say something wrong? What if you do something wrong? Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Oh, what about this? Oh, what if this? What if that? What if this or that or anything could happen? These inescapable thoughts bounced around my head at every second, making me process every word that I was going to say, and eventually I would have so much to say that I wouldn't say anything at all. What gives me the credibility to speak on these subjects? I'm just a kid in elementary school. Then I was just a kid in middle school. Then I was just a kid in high school. No one really needed to hear what I had to say. I mean, schools were meant to teach me, not for me to teach the teachers, so I just sat and listened. Eventually, after all this time, I began to appreciate those moments of true silence, the moments of mental clarity, where I stopped thinking about the what ifs and I just let myself feel. But in those moments, I felt the most alone. When I was in middle school, I fell in love with giving public speeches. It was totally in my element. A strange juxtaposition to my normal disposition, yes, but it was an artfully crafted ability to connect with my audience without the spontaneity of everyday speech. I convey my perspective in a concise and clear way without the fear of ambiguity and reckless errors. When I was on stage, it didn't feel like I was talking to a bunch of people, but rather it felt like a sense of clarity. I guess in a way it was just another form of silence, just me and my words in that moment. But this experience taught me the power of a single word. Words can start wars, save lives, spread lies, change hearts, and change minds. This allowed me to go through my high school experience. I became the class president and I was able to become co-presidents of clubs. I was able to give presentations and articulate myself in my academics. I just did whatever was best for me. I guess I live in this strange dichotomy where I don't really care about what other people think of me, but I'm always conscious of how people perceive me. I didn't follow what other people did. If I listened to what other people told me, I would have never gotten to the places that I am today. So most of the time in most social situations, I just tried to maintain my image of myself. I thought about my rights and my wrongs, what moral compass I had, and I tried to abide by them. I just hated looking stupid and embarrassing myself, so I just kept an image that would benefit me the most. And it seems like this worked out pretty well, because it seemed like everybody knew who I was, but at the same time, no one knew me. I mean, I didn't really mind for the most part. Academics was my first priority in high school. That's why I was in school, to learn. And so I was going to use my academics to my best of my ability to help me push forward my goals and reach the things I've always wanted to be. And so what did it matter if everyone knew who I was, but no one knew me? And so I just kept on going, thinking of my ideology that I work hard now so I can have fun later. So my senior year I would be able to branch out and make all these new friends before I left the school. And then COVID hit. At first it was a introvert's delight. I had the ability to do things at my own pace and in my own time without the frustration and the tiredness of feeling like you had to interact with people all the time. It felt like this was the thing I've been missing for my whole life, the ability to just do the things I wanted to do when I wanted to do them. But then my senior year started to roll by and I realized that it was too late. I'd missed my opportunity to branch out to new people. As I finished with my college application process and my high school education, I finally felt a sense of validation. I finally felt more confident in myself as I had done well in both. It wasn't anymore like I saw other people that they were better than I was. We were just all people, and I finally felt like I could talk to them. But now I was trapped. I was physically and socially isolated in my room. And by the time I would get back to the high school, it was already going to be difficult because everyone was already stuck within their friend groups. No one was going to be trying to branch out anymore. Although I still preferred the silence, quarantine was deafening. And more than ever, I valued those impromptu conversations I used to have when I was in school. I guess I could say that what I've learned is the value of others, that everyone is different and they bring a different thing to the table, which means that no one's better than anyone else. But I don't know if that's true of something that I've learned over the quarantine. I've always known this. The belonging is one of the things in the hierarchy of needs. We need other people to survive. Humans work in packs, we work in groups, and I've never had any role models because I've never thought anyone to be better, especially the celebrity variety. So I can't say that's the things that I've learned over this course of a year or two. So I guess my message is one that's as generic as any other. Carpe diem, as they say, seize the day. You never know what's going to happen. If you want to do something, then just do it. There is value to speaking. There are value to words. Even if it makes you uncomfortable, if you think you have something to say, then just say it. For those of you who are always talking, maybe do the opposite and take some time to be silent. You'll be surprised about the benefits of being quiet. Maybe you can hear the things that other people don't, and there are lessons in that. Maybe you can learn a thing or two. Now that I'm going off to college, I guess it's time to stop waiting around for someone to break through my silence and see the pandemonium inside. I have an opportunity to branch out and start anew. Lady Luck has never been a friend of mine, and I think that it's time to just look past luck and put it into my own hands. If I want something to happen, I have to do it. Just like everything else I've accomplished in my life, you have to take it into your own hands, take initiative and work on it. Even in things that may seem trivial or simple, those things require work. Everything that's good requires some form of work, even if it doesn't seem like it from many people. And I guess that starts with taking the hardest step, saying goodbye, and starting with a hello.
Well, I'm a liar, I'm a boozer, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can